Greetings, fellow viewers. This is Chairman Capo Daniel of the People's Right Advocative Platform PRAP. I also am the Deputy Vice Chair of the Alliance for Justice and Peace and Justice APJ. Welcome to this platform. Today is Sunday, the 8th of December 2024. I want to get with you today into the in-depth of what is happening in Amazonia, and especially address our soldiers and the remaining part of our population. You know, we have been fighting for the right of self-determination, or let's say we have been fighting for independence following the declaration of independence of Amazonia by Ayok Tabi, a declaration which have been embraced by our people, and our people have acted based on that declaration that we are a free and independent country, an independent that have not been recognized or accepted by the United Nations. The crisis or the war, as you may choose to call, goes on and it intensifies even 80 years after this declaration have been made. I want to remind you that this declaration was in response for over 60 years of oppression of our people, silencing of our voice, and repression, outright assimilation by the French leading government of Cameroon. For over the years, our people have been grappling with this issue. And finally, because of the brutal reaction of the Cameroon government against peaceful protests in 2016, our people rose up and demanded separation. Siseko Ayok Tabi, who is a leader, who is, I think, represented the vast majority of our people, made a declaration of independence. And since then, our forces and our people have considered themselves as being independent. We have had people creating presidential offices for themselves, declaring government in abroad, but we have also seen a fallout of this method of approach, that of declaring our independence, and we are where we are. But today, I want to focus our attention on what is happening in Bamenda, which is the most populous city in the former British Southern Cameroon. It is the capital of our resistance, as I had declared as a spokesman of the AIG when I was still working in that capacity, and to show you what is going on in Mezam as a whole. There have been a very huge resurgence of attacks by our Amazonian forces in Mezam. We had two major attacks, one that took place early on in November, where two Cameroon special forces, I mean, these are the best of Cameroon military. People who have received training from Kutaba, in Israel, in China, and many other places that supports Cameroon military. These two soldiers were killed. Special forces were killed in Tuba, and yes, 2 days ago, still the same forces from Babanki, they joined forces together with forces from the 7th Qatar. They launched an attack that killed 3 Cameroon military men, also in Mezam. The videos were displayed and shown, and the forces made an appeal to the United Nations and the United States to help and resolve this crisis, and stating their political agenda, which is to fight for independence of Amazonia till the last man standing, so they say. A couple of days after, we have seen the ADF launch massive attack in Bamenda, planting explosive devices in city chemists that resulted to the death of one person, planted another explosive device in hospital roundabout where 4 people were injured, and a dead body of somebody that was summarily executed was dumped. We also saw an attack where they came and kidnapped somebody from Damokon Street in Bamenda, and also in Commercial Avenue towards Old Town, where there was sporadic gunshot. Our people are very shocked, and they don't understand what is happening in Bamenda in particular, because vehicles that were coming into Bamenda, vehicles that were leaving Bamenda, people that were opening their shop were met on Saturday, a very important day for business in for our people. They were met by boys from the ADF and the AIG shooting guns, stopping people from going to work or opening up their business. I'm going to play that video, and I'll tell you exactly what was behind those activities of the AIG in Bamenda. And you can see that the actions done by legitimate Amazonian forces, when I say legitimate, I mean forces that are oriented properly for the ideology of independence, like the forces in Bafut and the ones in Babanki, their actions have been wiped out social media space and relevance by actions of the ADF. So no matter how good your intentions are, no matter how well you carry attack against the Cameroon government, those attacks are being undermined and their effects are being blunt out by actions of bad actors like the Ague of Sea who have embraced terrorism tactics, tactics or that pursue crimes against humanity as a modus operandi. They focus their attacks on our people. Their actions affects and neutralize any other thing that anybody is doing. And it is some of those reasons that we have said that because it has been established in the mindset of the international community, we have international researchers who have come out and show with data that 90% of the attacks in Ground Zero now are targeting our own people. 90% of our policies are targeting our own people, affecting them adversely, not the government of Cameroon, not the state of Cameroon. I'm going to play the video of what is coming from Ground Zero so that you can observe, and I'm going to reserve my comments later. And this is very important because this presentation is geared towards addressing our soldiers directly. So let's watch what is happening.
Today na Bamenda, so unaona na wetin dey happen inside Bamenda. Yesterday overnight, we take motor only for we for here overnight. Say motor Henry na Bamenda. Say today na ghost town. Now we this motor don't offload all we Bamenda. Unaona na wetin dey happen for Bamenda. Unaona ghost town na for wetin. We no even don't know. What else that today na ghost town inside Bamenda?
So these are the events that took place yesterday, Saturday, the 7th of December. Our passengers were coming from Yaoundé, from Douala. All of the buses, these commercial buses, abandoned them in Bunda. They have to find their way, figure their way out how to go to Bamenda. People who don't have money, people who are women with children, people who were sick, people who were returning back home because probably they want to go and die or they are sick. All category of people, business people, all of them were stuck in Buda. We have other videos that I'm going to release. You could see over 700 people in one checkpoint in Buda abandoned by these commercial buses. Why? Because there is incident in Bamenda caused by the Ague of Sea. We did not want to publicize it because sometimes these things, when we put them out, it instead gives publicity and encourages things to happen. The Ague of Sea, their forces in Bamenda, the ADF, have declared an additional ghost town on Saturday. As crazy as this sounds, they have declared that every Saturday there is one more ghost town where all shops must close and all business must close because we want to add one more ghost town to the Monday ghost town. They have been circulating these things in social media in Bamenda, in many chat groups, calling market masters, calling drivers and all these type of people to intimidate them. They brought this thing to me, but I refuse to publicize it because I know they don't have the popularity and the ears of our people. So when we don't talk about it, people don't hear and they don't know what is happening. So our people are going back their normal business on Saturday. This group of people start shooting guns everywhere, burning bikes and destroying property of our people. And so people got caught up and they got stopped. I'll play the rest of the video, make una watch them, and I will talk also for PG, make what people they understand them. So, Ague of Sea, that Ayabacho a group, then decide say they want to add one more ghost town every month, every Saturday. That means say now we're getting two ghost town, Saturday and Sunday. I want to remind una say the group na group where they control na only some small forces them now for Mezam. They don't drive them for Batibo, they don't run for Batibo because of the bad thing the way they do against our people them. Even though our people they want to fight for independence, but they know one bad so that the way they can't kidnap their people, they punish our people them more than they attack the Republic. So the ADF na group where they only for Bamenda and for the camp where they for General Capo. Now the only two places where ADF they. But they don't decide by themselves for declare one more ghost town. They not even announce them because there is shame. Their leader them like Julius Ni and Mumu Lucas, Mama Wali, Abu Free, and all those people them way they live for the Ague of Sea. There is shame for can't tell na way to way they announce them for Ground Zero. And I be done tell na say because of the ego of Ayabacho, where he want for become a leader so much where he accept even support from group them where he don't know people the way they behind. Gang them, thief group them. They did you come La Republic infiltrated groups The Joe can't talk anything for them. They take and announce them, legitimize them, support them, and they push them down our throat. Even when those things they be counterproductive to our goal because they punish our people, they put our people away from the struggle. They go still do them because their priority. Now say they want me their group look strong, they want me their group now only them or nothing. And when I see them display this type of character for several places, because now the only group and a Pangai group where they be reject Seseko declaration for independence, they don't recognize them. Go back and go look at. So this na group the way they fight now for partisanship. They need to represent a broader segment of our people. Because if their responsibility, if they be represent now all segment of our society, therefore make sure say their communication, it communicate this thing very well for our people. Maybe we get the debate, make people they know. But no, these are cartels and they don't represent our people. They want to declare an extra ghost town when everybody knows say this ghost town it hurt what people them right now more than it hurt La Republic. The initial purpose of the ghost town have been achieved, which was to make a point that our people are protesting and they want separation, they want independence. Ultimately, they want their right of self-determination and the right as a people to be respected. That point have been made. So make I play the video, me the video run through, and then at the end, I will explain for you now the perspective from which we are coming. So let's watch the rest of the video. This one was shot in Buda. The next one now is in Bamenda. Remember that in Kumba, in Boyo, in Wum, all other places in Ambazonia, things are going on normal on Saturday because every normal person knows that with the price we are paying already, with the very dangerous environment we are living in, our businesses are suffering, our educational sectors are suffering. Saturday remains the key day and an essential day for our people to be able to survive and sustain their dignity. So only in Bamenda that these boys came, nobody respected what they were saying. They had to use force to come and intimidate and abandon our people. So now, what do you think? People are no longer celebrating or remembering the attack that happens to Cameroon military in Tuba. They are now feeling the pain of the egg of sea in Bamenda. Let's watch the video.
Ask whether today I go down inside Bamenda.
Population they ask and say goes down for waiting. Man play
all we from Buddha. No know whether na waiting they happen for Bamenda. No know whether goes down for waiting. We no even don't know. But ask whether today I go down inside Bamenda.
Now this is Bamenda now.
Don't bat.
Look at vehicles.
It's not easy for when today. I say it's not easy. It's not easy.
So you can see the vehicles, the bike, everybody was going about their day-to-day business, and out of a sudden, abruptly, egg of sea, ADF forces with guns, they start terrorizing our people, forcing them, because we know that Ghost Town was effective because it was a voluntary thing, a thing that our people decided to do, to pay a price collectively, not something forced on their throat by a few individuals who do not even respect or account to them. So let's watch the video.
They say no day. They say no day. They say no day.
Our city. This is what has become to our city, my hometown. Look at it.
Yes, now they still this road. Virgin land. Virgin land.
Virgin land. This is some places that
all man don't go ask. All man don't lock. Yes. Take no day. Yes, now still that so. Now strong everybody. Now they do worker, all stored and they lock. All stored and they lock. I don't know. Yes, now St. Paul Junction this so.
So you can see our pedestrians are on the street, unlike on ghost town days where everybody voluntarily stay at home. Our pedestrians are on the street, people are walking with a bike. What are they talking about? So they are celebrating the egg of sea, celebrating now that we get power. Power against who? Against your own people, against La Republic. If they were showing video of Cameroon military running away, Cameroon administrators, their government people running away, one would understand and one would celebrate with them. But their own pride have become on our own people. Their own forces to show force and power is on our own people, leaving the colonial institution in place, leaving the defenders of Cameroon in place. They cannot attack them. Then they turn their anger against our people for what? We know for sure that the AGOFC is a highly infiltrated group. I speak as a former deputy commander in that group and a former spokesperson. The vast majority of their forces have been indulged by this money that is coming from brasseries and petrol. These have become a cartel groups that the Cameroon intelligence on the ground is highly influential in what they do. We saw the ban against yellow taxi color and the imposition of the blue and white taxi color, something that was initiated by Konda Titus, La République du Cameroun, their agent. We have seen agents of Cameroon deceiving them, like the ones to push them a Frog Must Go campaign that had ended up putting Ayabacho in prison. So if the AGOFC and the ADF was set up to fight for Ambazonia, because of their ego and pride and they don't listen to anybody, their arrogance, they have been taken advantage of by Cameroon government and the Cameroon intelligence to deceive them, to destroy our struggle. Because if you are angry and you want freedom so badly, but you are not wise, you are going to end up doing the opposite of what you're supposed to do. Even the Bible advised that in your anger, do not sin, because anger is a form of madness. And you have a leader there that was telling our people, you are not angry enough. You are not angry enough. Pushing people to do things that are contrary to what our goals are, and driven by his own personal ambition that puts himself above everybody else. People who come and create governments claiming exclusive power, claiming commander-in-chief for all forces when they are not commanding every forces. Those are symptoms of people who are suffering from peacock syndromes. People who think if it is not their way, every other person's voice and opinions do not matter. You disagree with them, they call you a black leg. You do not align with their group, they cannot even support you. So they are not fighting for Ambazonia. They are fighting for their group. They are fighting for their individual agenda. Researchers have proven this. Their action on the ground proves this again and again. You can see the population going about their day-to-day business. So my country people, this is what is happening in Bamenda. Make a play there.
All plays unlock. Now say it's supposed to dey. Small, they road the court, they go court finish. Oh, shake, no day. Life. Yes. They no one respect.
So that was the ghost town. I had written down my monologue for today. Unfortunately, now around 2 o'clock for night, so I don't really get time for speak am out naturally. I think I'll read some of it so that you people can hear. But this is very important, what I'm about to say. I even put it in writing so that I don't make a mistake in what we are saying. So these are the actions of the AGOFC and their forces on the ground, acting as criminal cartels, terrorizing our own people, bringing insecurity, destroying our own economy, the fabric of our society. On a Saturday, imposing a ghost town in addition to the one we had. But I want to mix the video with the video taken this same week, this past week also, from our forces in Bafut and Babanki, and so that you can hear their declaration, which will play an important thing in what I'm about to say in my statement to you.
Life. Yes. They no one respect it.
Oh, this is still continuing. This is actually on still Saturday. These are the vehicles, the bikes that was burnt by the ADF. So my country people, when I watch them, now people their bike this way, they can't cash and burn them because say them talk say they know they respect ghost town on Saturday. Why don't I give them that right for make ghost town on Saturday? They don't consult with who. It reflect now who their opinion. It reflect it itself what good for our people. They don't burn people their bike. Remember I said bike na livelihood. When Cameroon military they burn our bike, we cry the toxic people they don't like we. Because we know which way it be for a person for get bike. Especially for our economy where you know people they no first get job. They no first business need worker, not need worker. You can't catch people their bike burner. Say you want impose a Saturday ghost town. Una head is shake. So now here.
Where they know say today na ghost town. They'll confirm.
Yeah, boy, they don't come up with rats and tarinkun. Yeah, rats and fine. J'ai mis des poules. On a brigaté des poules. You understand? They get attacked. Me dey lie low. Me dey lie low. Me dey lie low.
Bike them that way they born am.
Now, hear me now. Any motor you come out town, you turn, go back for town. Oh, you come on bingo. You turn, go back from bingo. Sharp, sharp. Fast, 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 fast.
So now around my 90s,
Chris. What I pay respect.
where they run block motor the way they come out of town, where they come inside town.
See, they were tossing the road not open. When I pass. I made fast. Yes.
By foot 7.
So all the other forces them for the other side where they don't leave driver they meet and go there for town. They don't go block them for road for the ADF, they don't block them. Now AGOV see the action that for ground zero. Say the one for impose another extra month Saturday goes down. It be so bad and so embarrassing way there are people them Dr. Ni, Mama Free, all those people they don't fit talk them. You go even ask them what are you one go even wonder what are they even aware what these boys are doing and they claim that these are their forces of the ground. So this is what is happening. This is the madness. It is not acceptable. We will never accept an extra lockdown or extra ghost town every Saturday. We reject it completely. And our people rejects it. Those who are putting it are coming against our people, the will of our people. Our people do not want it. It is not reasonable. It does not push us further in any way towards our goal of independence. I want to play now the video of our forces of last week from Babanki, Tuba, where they have this attack against the Cameroon military and they harvest these weapons and this is their plea and this is their statement. Listen.
Wounded squad live. That one. We return as semi Cameroon government ceasefire. Yeah, if they no ceasefire, we no ever drop weapon. Yeah. If we never sit down for that table for dialogue, if United Nations never enter for look where they go on, what civilian then where they die, they rape our sister them, kidnap our pa them. Not only Cameroon terrorists and they do that one. If United States never look into this matter, we'll continue for key to the last man standing.
So, when I hear the message of our soldier, so now hear the declaration made by our soldier. Then talk two things. Say they no go until Cameroon go ceasefire, they no go drop their weapon. The second thing they talk say they want me United Nations until United Nations listen for their case, listen for our case, they no go stop for fight, they will continue to fight until the last man standing. They accuse Cameroon government for doing it to say what people they be killed by Cameroon government, they be raped by Cameroon government, they be kidnapped by Cameroon government. I don't play una international research at their work about our struggle, but may I address our soldier them and all of we for this struggle. The cry for the United Nations it don't go on for a long time. No pity they don't cry and so many people they talk they cry call UN. Say kwa yokta be to be the call UN. Say when people then stand up UN go come it go come back. We'll be here all kind talk them. They be talk the one say when we stop for go school, the international organization will be in charge for education, you know, go recognize certificate in Cameroon because we will need to go the old certificate from our territory because we need to go for school. They don't talk about so many things them. And now 8 years, we feel look back as reasonable people then to evaluate what has happened within these 8 years. Has the United Nations responded or not? We cannot be talking to the United Nations without listening to what the United Nations is saying. It is insane. It will be in a craze. Say every day so that they talk about United Nations, talk about international community, talk about America. Yet they need to listen for which way the United Nations, they talk also for them. They need to listen which way the international community, they talk for them, or which way the United States, they talk for them. We must be in a two-way talk. You know, if you talk in your own, they create your own reality, they go, if you say, some man, they hear you. But first, I will address this issue, then I come back for the United Nations, I tell on which way United Nations, they talk. For over this long period of 8 years now, we don't choose to close our business, hurt our economy every Monday as a form of protest and making a statement. Please, sorry, I'm reading from my notebook because today I was so busy. So, this Monday Ghost Town have been a statement to the war about our plight and the aspiration of our people that we want freedom, we want separation and independence from Cameroon. But we must ask, what result do we have to show for these tactics, for all these sacrifices? Yes, we have had the international community to condemn Cameroon. We had them to condemn Cameroon to the extent where they forced Cameroon to end their ban or the cut of internet that was imposed on our territory when we started this protest. We have had the American government cut off Cameroon from prestigious trade policies that they gave to Africans. The German government stopped their support to the Cameroon military in training their military men to fight against Boko Haram, etc., etc. So we have seen all these things from the international community, but what has this thing amount to when it comes from for us attaining our objective, which is the independence that was declared by Ayub Tabi? None of these have amounted to any country recognizing the independence of Ambazonia declared by Ayub Tabi. None. No country, no state, no organization, not even press organs. I say this as somebody responsible for 80% of our international engagement. I spoke to the BBC, I gave interview to Reuters and every news organization. We insist to tell them that we are independent. They refuse. They keep on saying that we are creating a new country. Even journalists, we did not succeed to get recognition from journalists, let alone countries, or that the United Nations is going to recognize our independence that was declared by Siseko Ayub Tabi. We have not succeeded for 8 years in doing that thing. And if you keep on doing the same thing repeatedly, what that is just a definition of a madness. So we must be very careful, my country people of ground zero. So we have remained stagnant since our declaration of independence by Siseko Ayub Tabi, that we are independent regardless of the reaction we get from everybody else. But Cameroon have not remained stagnant, because since then the Cameroon have made some cosmetic changes that present itself as a reformist state and a state that reacts to our plight and reacts to international pressure. The war governments and institutions, they see these shallow changes by Cameroon and it changed their narrative, and their attention is more on us. What are we doing? What concessions are we making? Because they see that Cameroon have made concessions that we have not made. We have not evolved or adjust to the Cameroon's changes. We have not at all. We have failed to do so because we continue to talk to ourselves. This talk of a new Saturday ghost town, who does it hurt? Who does it hurt? It doesn't hurt the Cameroon government, not the international corporation that are exploiting our resources. It only hurts our own people who have been suffering from this struggle for a long time. The market women, the farmers, the young entrepreneurs trying to survive in an already hostile environment, they are the ones that are being punished by the policies of the AGOC and this new ghost town that they want to impose on Saturday. Anybody who stands for our freedom, who stands for our people, cannot support such policies given the atmosphere where we live. It puts us in the square side of the international community that crosshair about human rights violations. It doesn't help us. Ambazonian fighters, brave as you are, brave as you may be, you must understand that all our fighters, you do not represent the holistic view of our population. You represent just a tiny fraction of Southern Cameroons. Despite the guns and your bravery and your sacrifices for our people, you do not represent the holistic points of our view, and the AGOC do not represent a majority of our population. It's a tiny bit of people that they represent. And I want you people to also reflect on the fact that the lawyers who once champions this cause are now integrated in the Cameroon Law Society. Their head of the Common Law Society is now the bâtonnier of the Cameroon Society. Our teachers who were fighting for this struggle have already integrated. Our things have already been changed. Those who initially support this struggle are no longer with us the way they were. So our endless call to the United Nations, let us be frank, they have been futile. They have not resorted to any recognition of our independence. They have not resorted to what we want them to do. And I'm going to show you exactly what the United Nations speak. I speak to you not like somebody who is just making commentary or making videos about social media. I speak to you like a pioneer who have built our capacity right from ground zero, from 0 point. I think amongst all Amazonian activists, I've been the most effective in generating our people to pick up weapons and radicalizing our people. I've been the main person who have pushed for our agenda, building defense groups, working with defense officials from all over. So I speak to you like somebody who have been there, who knows what is happening, who have been on the ground with you, with our women, with our educators, with our various segments. Please, you have to understand this. From the Tigers appointed as an ambassador for Sisiko Ayuk Tabi's IG, I'm a founding member of the IG. You must listen to what I say to you very carefully. The United Nations, you are talking to the United Nations. Have you listened to what the United Nations is saying? I want to put up the reaction of the United Nations so that our people understand. So my people, I want to put weight away United Nations and talk so that we understand. Since we start this crisis, since Seseko declare independence, no man ever recognize them. But the United Nations, if it don't declare humanitarian crisis, so that means United Nations, the agency, then come for Cameroon for can help we. Since then, the head of the Human Rights Commission, the Commissioner for Human Rights for the United Nations, when at the biggest position where it be concerned about this our issue, they be send their representative for Cameroon for 2019. Now the picture that for Bachelet, Michelle Bachelet, we can meet up Pobia. Michelle Bachelet, now the Commissioner for Human Rights for United Nations. He became for Cameroon for May 6, 2019. Wait till we can talk for Cameroon. Make a go, I open them, I read them, his statement we give because I don't get time for put all thing for social media. When I hear what we talk. In his meeting with His Excellency Paul Biya, Michelle Bachelet, the United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights, subscribed that the President of Cameroon, let me read what he said specifically. I have met in my meeting with the President and all different situations in the country. In my meeting with the President on all different situations the country is still facing on peace and security, development and human rights. The United Nations diplomat added that the discussion was hinged on how the Office of the United Nations, her office, the High Commissioner for Human Rights, can support the government effort to continue to respect and promote and protect human rights. I want to give a specific quote where he said, talk about the crisis. So, Michelle Bachelet, she called on the Cameroon government and the President of the Republic, says that there is a slim chance for negotiation and inclusive negotiation. The Cameroon government must negotiate and dialogue to find a sustainable means to end this war. That is what she came there. This is the head of the United Nations coming there. So this is in 2019, 6th of May 2019, the United Nations sent their head of human rights. She came to Cameroon, have meetings with Paul Biya, spoke to Paul Biya about the need for dialogue. What did the Cameroon government did? What was their response of the Cameroon government? This was a meeting in 6th of May 2019. In September 2019, the Cameroon government called for the Grand National Dialogue in response from the UN pressure. The call for Grand National Dialogue that took place in September till the October 2019, a couple of months after she came to Cameroon. So our cry went to them. They came to Cameroon and asked for dialogue. The Cameroon organized a Grand National Dialogue. What about us? We still remain stagnant. The national dialogue took place in the 30th of September and ended on the 4th of October 2019. That was in response to the call from the United Nations. So the United Nations will say that they have spoken to Cameroon. Cameroon have changed certain things. But what about us? We are stagnant. We are still calling for the United Nations. United Nations. And if we follow up with what the United Nations did, when Michelle Bachelet came to Cameroon, what was our response? Ayabacho went on social media to insult her, to condemn her, say all type of rubbish rather than engaging with her. What did the Cameroon government did? They invited all of us for the Grand National Dialogue. We rejected it without even addressing it. They came out with their result. We dismissed it without engaging. So how will you, if you are a United Nations official, look at the crisis? You will see that the government is moving. The side of the separatists are stagnant. Now, what is the United Nations saying? All these years after, 5 years after, the United Nations now have a new High Commissioner, Mr. Vodka, Mr. Vodka Turk. I'll put up his picture. The United Nations new High Commissioner have also come to Cameroon not long ago in August 2024. He was in Cameroon and he met Paul Biya to have a meeting about this crisis. And this is what he said in his meeting. Let me put the picture. This is what he said as published by Reuters. He says that what? The High Commissioner, because you have to know what the UN is saying. He says that the High Commissioner, UN High Commissioner, requested on Wednesday that the Cameroon grant access. That it just simply can talk to me, Cameroon leave me people and they deliver chop access for area that will be affected by the crisis. The second thing we're talking about, me Cameroon revise a anti-terrorism law where equal weighty Amnesty International. Say Amnesty International talk say that law for anti-terrorism where Cameroon be imposed and for 2014, it infringed into protected right by the Cameroon Constitution. So basically, the Vodka, the High Commissioner, is not responding to our crisis. They have demanded Cameroon to resolve the problem. They have come. You expect that he will condemn the problem. He's now talking about humanitarian issue. They now see it as a humanitarian issue. Remember that human rights organizations like the Amnesty International, he quotes them. That shows you that they are important in what the United Nations is saying. If we do not respect human rights, Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch, and all these humanitarian organizations within the international system will be condemning us. You cannot be demanding something from the UN and you are not listening to the UN without being flexible. We cannot make any progress. Those who say that we should fight until the one man standing, we should fight until the independence of Ambazonia that was declared by Siseko Ayoktabi is recognized and we will be admitted in the United Nations, they should come to their mind and understand that it is not how things work. It will never happen. We must be realistic and pragmatic. Even in Ukraine, which is a standing government and a member of the United Nations, they talk every day about even exchanging their land for peace because they look at the reality of Russia's strength. They don't just rely on the articles of the United Nations because Russia have override those articles and there's nothing they can do. We must, for the sake of our people, be realistic and pragmatic as we move forward. And it is our job in leadership position, not just to side with the soldiers or a small segment of our society, but to speak from the general perspective of all of us Southern Cameroonians and speak sense into our boys and to groups that are extremist nationalist groups like the AGOFC, who are now linking this struggle to acts against our people and against human rights. We must be reasonable. Before Mr. Vodka went to Cameroon, we from the PRAP at that time, which now we are part of the Alliance for Peace and Justice, we sent our international partners to go to his office because we have been involved in trying to push our case in the United Nations. So we met with the High Commissioner for Human Rights before his trip to Cameroon. And let me put up the picture. So this is Mr. Vodka with the head of the ICO. We had a meeting where I was privileged to make submission on our behalf for the best interest of our people. So our soldiers who are crying to the United Nations, we are the ones speaking for your interests and making your voice being heard in the United Nations. And we are in the best position to tell you what we are hearing from the international community. And what we hear is not good. It's what we all know, what is well documented, that our activities from 2020 till now are targeting our people even more. You can see in Bamenda. Who are the people the AGOFC are attacking? They are our people. Who are they putting pressure on? They are our people. So the international community looks at us now as a problem to our society, as a problem to our people. Are they wrong? Definitely they are not, because we all can see that our businesses are suffering without any political agenda behind. If you are pushing for a political agenda that is not attainable, then you are a problem to your own people and to yourself. If Ayabacho is in prison today, it is testament that what he is doing is wrong, is illegal, not acceptable. For somebody who have a German passport, a German citizen, being arrested, put in communicado, shows you his impact on humanity. He's a criminal. We all know that the Norwegian government even kicked out Silai law firm. The Hague of Sea even said it, that the Silai law firm who went to represent the Cameroon government in court was kicked out by the judge, to show you that it is an impartial judge, a judge that represents justice, looking at facts. And the facts are we see today: people's bike being burnt, people's businesses being closed, not for any attainable political objective or any reasonable, rational political agenda, but simply because people want to show power. They have lost their mind. It is unfortunate because their madness is generated by pobia. So ultimately, we blame the Cameroon government. Like the international community have insisted, Mr. Paul Biya, the president of Cameroon, the state of Cameroon must sit down and negotiate for a negotiated settlement that will end this madness, because they can never undermine or destroy these senseless, criminal in nature actions by people like Ayabacho and Egofsi because of the legitimacy of the cause. Our grievances are still legitimate. The solution provided by Cameroon is not even accepted by NGOs within Cameroon, by political parties within Cameroon, even by CPDM members have come out to say that this special status is not, it doesn't meet the minimum of what our people deserve. The Alliance for Justice and Peace is a group of Ambazonian organizations, from communal organizations, our refugees in Nigeria and Ghana, their vast majority who have voted their representatives. We represent our IDPs in Douala, Yaoundé, in Gaoundéré, who have been displaced by this crisis. Their elected representatives are in these groups. These groups of alliance include members of our diaspora community, like the South African community, the UK community, and several other communities who have come in. It represents our academia who have come in, people who have championed this cause, invest money. Our donors are in these organizations. The Ambazonian Liberation Front, that is being headed by Professor Asongo, an organization that was founded by Mancho BBC himself, who started this struggle. The indigenous people of Ambazonia, the Republic of Ambazonia, represented by Dr. Florentine. These are huge political Amazonian groups who have been fighting and championing our cause. And of course, myself, the chairman of the PRAP, the People's Right Advocative Platform, who have been the biggest influential, is the biggest platform right now. We have come together. We are engaging the international community with a proposal that represents the best interests of our people, that present to us a pathway, a democratic pathway, not violence and war, which we cannot control. Violence has failed. We must accept it. It has failed because we are not ready ideologically. We do not have that ability to develop a common command and control structure. You have seen the effective policies that I have led in Ground Zero, calling for effective Haiti solution that targets Cameroon critical infrastructure in our territory that exploit our people, against CDC, against the robber. You have seen me being effective going against Brassaris, a France-Afrique network that poisons our people with alcohol. You saw the actions of the dark forces in Bangali in 2023. It was the biggest attack, single most deadly attack against the Cameroon army. You have seen me challenging Cameroon, working with them toe to toe, method by method, to challenge their policies that undermines our people's rights, identity, and our self-determination. You have seen me fighting for our education to protect the integrity of this struggle. You have seen the case we have made. Even distractors are stunned by our ability to represent you in the United Nations. The peace plan paper is the only way forward that is attainable, that represents our best interests. If we fail to capitalize and do what we are pushing for, we will lose our country. Even people like Mark Barata have said we will have no country, because the repressive measures the Cameroon government is going to imply on our country, our identity will be wiped out forever. We don't need to look far, but to look to Sri Lanka and see example where the Tema Tigers refuse to be flexible. Once a very powerful militia group have been reduced to dust. The idea of the Tema issue will never exist again in Sri Lanka. We don't even need to go further but to look in Cameroon. The UPC movement, who fought for the independence of Cameroon, they were decimated militarily because their leaders were inflexible to make concessions that could have saved the soul of that country. Today, Cameroon is a country of the Sardina. We don't want that same thing to happen to Ambazonia. The only reason today people like Chad could have coup d'etat is because even their independence fighters, they make concessions with the French that saved their country. We must negotiate as we build our capacity and our strength and build our demographic psychologically. We must. I appeal today to you people that the non-violent way we are approaching this struggle is the best way to succeed and to move forward. We have already made our point with our forces on the ground. We have already demonstrated that we are capable of fighting and defending our interests. Our people have demonstrated through the ghost town that we are all in this thing. It is a collective struggle. We should not allow it to be ruined to nothing by extremists amongst our people. People who do not listen to anybody, like Ayabacho. And our forces should learn from what has happened to him, that they should listen to the voices of wisdom and the voices that are wholesomely representing the entirety of our territory. God bless you all. Capo Daniel, signing out.